Hey guys, we have just 48 hours until we leave for Berlin to deliver the finished Summoners War world map. Spoiler, it's not finished right now, we have so much to do. We are running out of time, but we have to clear the table one more time to make all the holes for the cables for the LED lights. I fear there is no other way around. We have to destroy some of the parts we just created. These are some tasks we can't undo. But hopefully it will work. This is the installation for the arena. And this is Steph working on some of the last LED lights. Moritz has already prepared all the cables for us. These are the last connection parts. Once these cables are connected to each other, we can't change the length of the cables. When we started the project, we were thinking about all the different spots which we could illuminate. What would look amazing in the arena was one of the very first ideas. The volcano, we have dimension hole and some other very cool spots you will see in a minute. These holes are somehow water resistant. We will put and pour raisin all over the place once the cables are connected to each other, and after the raisin has dried we won't be able to do any kind of corrections. This is one of the last clay things I have on my list. It is dimension hole. Steph had been working on this foam floating island in the past, and I try to bring in some beautiful details with clay right now. But these parts, some floating elements around the island, I also try to create with foam because it is that lightweight and we can just stick it into the island with some wire, and hopefully it works and it looks quite nice. As if these elements are really flying in the air. With some acrylic paint we give them some shiny details, and this is adding part 1 to part 2 of dimension hole, and hopefully it works with the wire. Let's try to stick it into the side and add the portal right in the middle. This also should be illuminated, and this means we need to get some LED lights into there as well. And once I am finished, I can bring it downstairs and we can glue all the different continent parts onto the map, which we can't undo, of course. So this is game over for any big changes on LED lights or the position of all the continents.
Gib dir Mühe.
The continents can now dry overnight. Good morning. This is the raisin for the ocean effect, which needs 24 hours to dry, but we have less than 24 hours until we leave for Berlin, and I have still some figurines to create. It will be a tough day. I had to wait till the last day to create some of the most important monsters. This is the three-headed dragon we are creating, and he will be attached to Rift World. It is one of the continents on the lower left part. We are mixing these bright colors. I wasn't quite sure about the color of the dragon which you find in the raid of Rift Worlds. My plan is to attach him to the continent so that you can only see his heads, that's obvious, but also the necks and maybe even one of his claws. He has this very strange looking chest which is illuminated, it is glowing just a little bit, and this will be the first head, the three heads. I decided to create them all simultaneously so that I would not screw up and create different sizes on each of these heads. And now we can attach them to the necks and bring in some beautiful details, adding some more thorns. He has these pink long horns on top of his heads and also this nose horn as well, bright blue eyes and the teeth, and we can put this onto the plate, maybe adding another claw, and this guy will spitting some fire, so this is why we stick in some wire. And now I'm super excited. Kirsten starts to mix the raisin. If you don't know this material, it's a two-component liquid, and when you start mixing both parts together and maybe adding some coloring powder, you get a liquid which hardens quite quickly, between 12 and 24 hours, and hopefully stays transparent, and we have 12 hours left. While Kirsten is mixing and preparing the raisin, I'll show you the monsters, which I'll be working on for today. Let's dive right into the game. When you click on monsters and then collection, you can see all the different monsters and not only the ones which you own. This is the Fire Art Master, one of the newer monsters which was just released a few weeks ago, and we are about to create him because I really love this guy with his gigantic brush over his shoulder. After oven hardening, I intend to bring in some more details, but let's first create the head by adding even some eyelids and the brush itself. After oven hardening, we will add some outlines with a golden acrylic pen and some black and some further details, and the first monster is finished. Today's video and also this project is sponsored by Come To Us and Summoners War, celebrating their 6-year anniversary. And for those of you who don't know the game yet, Summoners War is a very successful mobile RPG with over 100 million installs worldwide and a big and active community also in esports. This means that not only PvE with its scenarios and the storylines are brilliant, but also the very big PvP part. Players are organized in guilds, and you can participate in guild wars, for example, fighting against the teams of the defending guild with up to 24 guildmates. And on top of this, you have events every day. I have shown you the monster collection before, and before we get back to the clay part, I would like to show you a way to make your monster stronger. You have 6 different slots of runes for each monster and 21 different types of runes, which you can also power up and make them even stronger. You have enchantments. I love so much this power up function of the runes. On July 26th there will be a gigantic update you can be really excited about. Go check out Summoners War, download it for free by using the link down in the description. Support the channel, support our sponsor. This this is the beautiful string master we are about to create as well, also with her instrument. But let's first focus on the body. And let me tell you, this size of these figurines is too crazy. I try to challenge myself. When you have seen the live streams of this project, you know the story that I first was about to create all the monsters twice as big until we realized that these figurines would not fit to our map. They would just look too gigantic, and this is why I tried to create them in such a small scale. This is the instrument. After oven hardening, we'll add some real strings to that, but let's first use our golden acrylic pen and maybe some white. And we can add these beautiful details. Just be careful and glue it into her arms. When we asked during the live streams which monsters we should include, the fire occult girl was also on the list, and I tried to do my very best. This phase is probably another chance for me in screwing up one more phase again, but let's see how the fire occult girl is turning out. I really like the game design, the character design with the umbrella. It looks quite unique. The iris is also red. We are adding some tiny pieces of black clay for the iris and also some white for the shiny effect. And the hair is pink together with her head. And this is the umbrella. After oven hardening, another tiny detail, this tiny rabbit which is sitting on top of the umbrella. At least I think it's a rabbit. This is the thinnest pin I could find to create details which are just too crazy, like hair, single hairs, or some details on the fabrics. And we can glue also the umbrella into her hand. And this monster, well, she can't be called a monster. She's more of a guidance. This is Elia. She is guiding you through the game when you play the scenario in the PvE mode. And we are adding the last details. We work on the head. And now it's time for the raisin. While the epoxy raisin is still wet, I am adding some wool, some tiny details to emphasize the beautiful LED lights. You have just seen that I prepared this wire inside the mouth of one of the dragon triplets, and it's perfect to just glue some further pink wool onto this wire and also some beautiful clouds to the arena. I used some more wire inside that it's stable enough, and this is Artamiel, the very first of our hero monsters we are gluing to the map. The Beast Rider and also the Fire Art Master found their place. The Fire Occult Girl has a beautiful view onto the raisin. Also the String Master. Look at the reflection. And Aliyah, the very last thing we did on the map. I wasn't 100% sure if this map would fit into our bus. Kirsten, Steph and Andy will take the train while I drive all the way up to Berlin, which takes about 6 hours. So I'm on my way to Berlin with this passenger in the backside.
The silver is shining so nice, yes. The elevator at the back is a bit bigger, right? This one is definitely bigger.
We've made it to Berlin with the map. And now it doesn't fit into the elevator. They said there is another one, a bigger one, on the backside of this building. Let's find out.
And this is a 5 minutes to rent, not getting into
Okay, see you.
I'm sweating. Look at that. That's so disgusting. So disgusting.
The smell inside this elevator is beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Links. Also rechts. Okay, hochkant. 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 Ja. Oh, the arena. Oh no, the arena.
Oh no.
Yeah, so this is what we've been working on for not even weeks, months. This is the Summoners War world map to celebrate your 6-year anniversary. Yeah. And also for the community.
I mean, to be honest, we're like totally blown away. So like, first of all, a big thank you from Compass. So well, we have prepared something special for you and your community. So those are like...
What a nice gift. You can win one of these backpacks. Just write down in the comments what is your favorite monster from Summoners War. Winners will be announced in the next video. Is it a clay figurine?
Not exactly, but maybe you figure out what it is actually.
Oh, look at that.
It's one of our legendary scrolls, custom made.
This one is included in one of the 3 backpacks. I really hope you win. And now to our last official act, signing our artwork. We'll see. It should be not too dominant.
We're actually like cutting the parts, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably the only person who knows where those stars go.
Nice.
That's it.
That's it.